Hello everyone, I'm Laura Cornish, Editor-in-Chief of Mining Review Africa, and I'm coming to you from Mining Indaba 2022. I am joined today by Vuslat Bayoglu. Vuslat is the MD of Menar. Vuslat, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
So Vuslat, let's start by talking about the fact that Menars did start as a coal business. You know, you are engaging in a diversification strategy, but coal remains important to the business. Why? You know, coal has got a bit of a bad rep at the moment.
Yes, look, we started with coal in our mining journey about 20 years ago, and we heavily invested in coal in terms of like creating projects. And then over the years, the perception about coal has changed. Our strategy is like to keep whatever we have, not to acquire a new coal asset or coal mine, but rather carry on developing what we have and carry on mining, sweating the asset until they're depleted. And then when we look at the new acquisitions, we look at different minerals. Like we did a manganese asset, for instance. We started a manganese asset in Hotazel in September 2020 when people were in pandemic lockdowns. We started the mine and we reached the steady state production now. So coal is still going to be there. There's a demand for coal. There's a massive demand for coal, and maybe we'll talk about it, but coal is going to be there, and our diversification strategy is not to acquire new coal mines or new coal projects, but rather look at like battery metals, look at manganese, look at chrome, look at iron ore.
So let's just stick with coal a little bit longer. You know, the world and the mining industry is talking about this just energy transition. Vuslat, can the coal sector play a role in this energy transition?
Sure, I think, look, it's not an easy, there's no easy answer for this, because if you look at the current situation in Europe and in the world, there is an energy crisis. So energy prices are going up. Why? Because the solution for just transition was literally gas plus renewables. And when Russia came out of the equation, then Europe was left with renewables, which are intermittent at the moment because the battery storage is not proven yet on an industrial scale. So gas becoming not available from Russia, so the sources are limited and the prices shot up. So which means the gas plus renewables is not the solution. I think gas plus coal plus nuclear is going to sort out base load, and then renewables are going to complement until humanity finds a solution regarding battery storage, which is going to leave little carbon footprint. But just transition is a reality. It will happen. It is happening. Like South Africa is investing in wind and solar. But again, like in our context, in South African context, we have to solve the base load problem. That's why we are having load shedding, because we are not able to burn coal. Our boilers are not available. Eskom boilers are not available. We don't have gas in this country, and we don't have financial muscle to invest further in nuclear power. Hence, our base load has to be sorted. And in terms of our company, we would like to play a role, but our role is going to be minimal compared to a coal-fired power station, because they need to implement clean coal technologies. Because coal mining is not dirty. Coal mining is as dirty as platinum or copper, which is create dust. The bad gases are generated when the coal is burnt. So I think one can look at like how South Africa can invest in clean coal technologies.
Okay. Vuslat, how much does coal constitute the Menar portfolio at the moment? And then let's talk about where you see yourself in maybe the next 10 years in relation to that.
Right, look, we have 3 steam coal operations that are mainly producing coal for industries like cement industry, power generation, sugar mills, paper mills. And then we have an anthracite operation, which is another form of coal, carbon, but it's mainly used for metallurgical purposes. It's going to Europe, it's going to Brazil, it's going to United States. And then we have a manganese operation in South Africa, which is producing about 30,000 tonnes a month. And we want to grow in that field. And then we have a nickel cobalt asset in Turkey. When we bought it, it was quite attractive, and then price went down from $20,000 to $8,000. Now it's up again. It started going up about a year ago with the Russia-Ukraine crisis. It went up further. So we want to develop a nickel cobalt asset. We want to see like what we can do with that. Maybe we'll get some strategic partner on that one. And then we do exploration for gold in Kyrgyzstan, which is, we already drilled about 20,000 meters. We got our first 43-101 report actually yesterday. We're hoping that we're going to get a million ounce deposit, hopefully by end of this year. But where we would like to see Menar in 10 years is we would like to be a diversified miner. So, like I earlier said, coal is going to be there until we deplete the resources. But we would like to grow in manganese. We have a larger manganese deposit that we are finishing to drill. We are at a pre-feasibility stage, but we are hoping to bring that into production in the next 2 years. So that's going to be 150,000 ton a month production. That will make us a mid-tier manganese miner in South Africa. And then we are continuously looking at acquisitions. Like we are in Mining Indaba, talking to different project owners, copper, cobalt, and looking at chrome, looking at iron ore in South Africa and in Southern Africa, in different countries. So the idea is like turn Menar into a diversified miner, which will play, which will be playing a role in battery metals, for instance, which is the future of mining, and minimize our exposure to coal.
A lot of companies are a bit averse to investing in South Africa, but clearly South Africa is fitting into Menar's strategy right now, obviously, and in the long term, by the sounds of it. Vuslat, what is your stance, or what would you say to our audience about investing in mining in South Africa?
Look, South Africa is a great country, first of all. We have skills here. We have infrastructure. We have first world infrastructure in this country. We have railway lines, we have roads, we have power lines. So if you compare with another jurisdiction for a certain mineral, for instance, platinum, one can look at Zimbabwe and South Africa. South Africa is the right jurisdiction to invest. But over the years, South Africa started having challenges. And one of them is like the red tape in getting licenses. And I think it's a critical issue because South Africa needs to create jobs. We've got very high unemployment rate, but and President is very pro-business. He wants jobs to be created. He's always on top of it. Like we need to create jobs. He knows his mandate, but when it comes to licensing, it's a different story. Like to give you an idea, years ago I was in the United States and visiting one of the major copper miners' operations, and they told me like it took 10 years to license this mine, and I was shocked. I think we are there at the moment in South Africa. We have applications where mining rights are granted, but then appeals are lodged. You have to deal with the appeals on the environmental side. Then you need to get a water use license. Water use licenses, like President is talking about 90 days. Water use licenses are granted in 4 years, 5 years. And when you say that, the department is going to defend themselves, but the reality is there. They can go out and say how many new mines have been developed in this country in the last 5 years, and why were they not developed? Department of Mineral Resources are issuing the licenses, but then it's getting stuck with Department of Environmental Affairs and Department of Water Affairs, and it's a big challenge. I think South Africa has to deal with this maybe on a one-stop shop basis, but that's the biggest challenge.
Nonetheless, Menar still likes South Africa, right?
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. Vuslat, it's always great to catch up with you. It's wonderful to hear the big diversification strategy that you have in play, and I look forward to seeing it happen.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much for joining me. Tune in to www.miningreview.com for more videos from Mining Indaba 2022.